Bike check. Bike check.
You're tuned into Bike Check, where the bike is the vehicle for liberation.
Hello, 1, 2, 3. It's Bike Check. Hey, you're watching Bike Check, coming at you from Portland, Oregon with an open mic and an open mind. I'm your host, Dan Kaufman, and let's talk bikes, politics, and putting the fun between your legs. All right. Hey, if you're watching this show and you're at Stickam, come on in the room. Turn on your volume, turn on your headphones, get your camera rolling. If you're watching from crankmychain.tv, also, again, join the chat room. You can use Facebook, you can use Google. There's all sorts of ways that you can get into the room and get into the show. We got so much going on tonight. Plus, we've got Heidi Swift. She's going to be joining the show tonight as a guest. Music videos, music. I've got a new rendition of the Good Old Boys song, Dukes of Hazzard song. I think you're going to really like this. So, yeah, what more do you want? And I think we should just get right down into it. So let's start with this Lindsay Pollock chronology, and it's some great music. Wild, huh? Yeah, using the brakes and the gear shifting cables for the strings on that. Wild, huh? Yeah, cool sounds. Cool sounds tonight. And gosh, we got so much tonight. I've just got to keep rolling with it. Although, wait, I had my show. Oh no. Ruh-roh. Here we are. Yes. Okay. No, it's in 20. Oh, this should be it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Well, tonight for Outfitting the Revolution, we are going to talk about Sweet Pea. And that's just right behind me here. And Sweet Pea got a love note. So this is kind of, I mean, that's what you need. When your bike gets a love note, that rocks. That means your bike rocks. So this is 16 March 2012. It's right there. This bike wins the Best Bike of the Week prize, which in this town is saying something. Well done. How about that? Okay, so let's check out Sweet Pea. This is Kirsten's bike. It's a hand-built bike here from Portland, Oregon. Let me see if I can like get out of the way a little bit. Or maybe move the camera. How are we going to do this? Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, we'll just do that. Okay, well, there's the Sweet Pea, as you can see. And on the back of Sweet Pea is the fantastic Mr. Fox, who's going to be going on the Tweed ride later on. And it's a really cool pink color, custom powder coated, custom, well, not a custom seat, but it's, who's the seat again? Annie O seat. That's really nice. Fitted for Kirsten. Now, the thing about Sweet Pea bikes is that they are for women and designed for women and built and designed by a woman. So, yeah, that would be Natalie Ramsland. And that's what she does. She builds these awesome bikes. And this is the kind of bike that's going to last a lifetime. And it's a steel bike. A lot of extra parts on this bike. The rack, it's a super heavy rack. You got fenders, a kickstand, all sorts of stuff. So it's not in its super lightweight mode, but that can all be shed off of it, you know, for some nice touring. So this particular bike has 26-inch tires. And, yeah, so there you go. We're going to show a little video on Natalie Ramsden and Sweet Pea bicycles. So let's check that out.
When I moved to Portland right after I graduated from college in California, I knew that I wanted to live someplace where I could ride bikes as my main form of transportation. And I promptly put my academic degree to no use by becoming a bike messenger for a long time. And after a few years of being a bike messenger, I decided, okay, now I'm going to get serious and do, you know, real stuff. And I went to architecture school, love design, I love bikes more. So I decided that ultimately I had to just combine the loves of design and biking and build my own.
Make your dreams come true, make them last.
Sweet Pea Bicycles designs and builds bikes for women. It's really a great thing to do. It's why I'm in business, is to help women experience the joy of cycling on a bike that fits them well. I've never owned a car, and I've always ridden bikes, and so I have the great fortune of having customers who are choosing to buy a Sweet Pea rather than a pickup truck. Every time a woman rides the bike, she is creating more of an environmental benefit than I could hope to add to a product just in the fabrication of it. She's got the bigger role in creating a positive impact in the world. When we started Sweet Pea, we decided that we wanted to create the company that we would ultimately want to work for. And in the end, it's turned out that it's also, to a large degree, meant that we've been building the life that we really want to live. Putting the 1% sticker on the bike is an important and sort of subtle detail for us. And I guess it takes the place of a lot of bikes have a tubing sticker on their bike, and it tells what materials the bike are made of. And I feel like the 1% sticker does an equivalent thing for us in saying what this bike is made of at a different level. That it's made of concern and thoughtfulness, and whether or not the person who rides the bike ever really thinks too much about what it means that 1% of the sale goes to an environmental cause. For us, it reminds us what we're made of. My hope is that when a customer pulls out her bike from the garage in the morning or the basement, and maybe she sees the 1% sticker, and maybe she associates that with a positive change in the world.
Dreams come true, make them last.
All right, 1% for the planet. Yeah, I wish the 1% was for the planet. That's the problem, right? Okay, I'm mixing metaphors here. I know that they're talking about something different. Yeah, so that's the Sweet Pea. Okay, actually, we should do one more quick look. And there, again, Sweet Pea and fantastic Mr. Fox with his little riding jacket on.
It's actually a hunting coat.
Oh, it's a hunting coat. It's a fox hunting coat. Oh, come here, Mr. Fox. Oh, he's like coldable. He's like a little child here.
He is. Lucas gives him piggyback ride.
Lucas gives him piggyback ride. That's awesome. Hi. Hello, I'm Fantastic Mr. Fox. How are you? Ow! Ow! Oh! All right, you're being naughty. You go back over here. Okay. All right. Yes. All right, well, we have a special guest tonight, and her name is Heidi Swift, and she is into bicycles. The special guest is not Fantastic Mr. Fox. That'll be another night. We'll interview him. If he promises not to whack me in the face. Gee whiz. Yeah, so we're gonna have Heidi Swift on, and here's a video from Heidi Swift. She did this thing for Win Magazine. And actually, the cameraman and editor was ETK, Todd Keeney, who did these, who helped put these together. But Heidi was the star, and this is a couple years ago. They put these together again for Win Magazine and Cyclocross Diaries. Let's check it out.
Actually, it's Heidi Swift, and I'm here with Win Magazine, and we're in Hillsboro, Oregon for Cross Crusade race number 4. Before it, we've got mud, muddy, mucky racing. Mud, awesome mud here today. Dirt and mud and crashing today. A lot of mud, and I'm excited. Yeah! It was a good one.
Boys and girls will have some fun with holes and guns. It's all in good fun. It's just a game of score 1 or 2. Many is 3. It's all in good fun. Dickie fires a shot. Change stays quite beneath the crows and locks her eyes will be black. Her stars are shining, rest assured we'll never see the sun again.
Look at our victims right now. These are all the kills.
Go climb a tree and start to see the sick. And lovers done, it's all in good fun.
Okay, this is Megan Schoenberg. She's been racing single speed for a couple weeks, and I actually sort of shamed her into racing with the B women today. She did. And we think maybe top 3. We're not certain of that. We're not sure. But she basically killed it. And I'm a little frustrated because she's really fast and she doesn't train. But how did it go today in the mud? It was awesome. Did you go down at all?
Yeah, I did.
Yes!
Right in front of everybody out here is great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Took down a post, I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So are you going to stay in the women's B category?
I think so.
And do you need a beer?
Absolutely. Do you have a Winmere beer?
I have a refreshing Widmer beer here for you.
I would love a Winmere.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Come out now, boys and girls, we'll have some fun. Hold some guns, it's all good fun.
How'd you race today?
I felt kind of pokey. Pokey, but it was fun.
How'd you do?
Oh, it was such a blast. Wait, look. I grabbed $1 from a guy just past the finish line on the second lap, and then I dropped it, I grabbed it with my legs, and then I went like this as I was riding.
All right, that's all we got for you today here in Hillsboro, Oregon. We got some mud, we got some carnage, we got a little speckle on the face today, and this is how we do it in Oregon. Cyclocross season has officially begun. We'll be back next week with Cyclocross Crusade race number 5 and 6 in Astoria, Oregon. We're gonna do some crazy Halloween stuff, and it's gonna be awesome, so stay tuned.
Never see, 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 never see.
Okay. So there we go. Picking up dollar bills on the old cyclocross course. I've seen it. I've participated in it. Well, in throwing maybe the bills out there, or at least filming them. Cyclocross is crazy, and gosh, I don't know what happened with the last weekend's freak bike cross. We got to find out about that. But look, we can't talk about that right now. We've got Heidi Swift. She's just on the other end of a Skype call right now. We just have to call her and do the setup. So you know the drill on that. We just have to get our music going here. Okay. And no, I don't want to see the ad. I want to play music here. Why should that be hard, huh? Okay, come on. Oh my. Okay, getting the hold music going. No, don't do that. Okay, well, we're not going to have hold music. I'll have to whistle. Oh, our video is off. Oh, we didn't set that part up. Okay, hold on just a second.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, great. And then just this part. You know how to do that part. Okay. All right. We're getting this all engineered up here. And, oh, yeah, I got to do my music. Actually, that's not even a song. I don't know what I'm whistling about here right now. But we'll get it. And here is that. There we go. All right. And, well, right on. Okay. Oh, now are we showing the whole screen or?
You're kind of small. Oh no, it's not. No, something's. Yep.
Okay, we're almost there. We're gonna make this happen. Promise. There. Oh, right on. Boom. Did it. That's almost record time right there. Oh, except we have
Except we don't have the live video.
We have to be like that. That's the trick. That is the trick. Okay. All right. Heidi Swift is in the house. Yes. Hi, Heidi. So the first question I've got to ask you is, did the name come first or the bikes come first? What was it?
Wait a minute. What's the question?
Okay, your name, Heidi Swift. I mean, it's like a bike racers, like it's the race. It's the name for what you do. I mean, is it a stage name?
You know, it's not a stage name. It's my real name. And I was a cross-country runner in high school. So it started as a kind of a runner's glory name, to be honest with you. I don't feel like I quite live up to it on the bike, but I do my best.
Well, it's perfect. So I mean, you are going to have to be swift. I'm going to just get right into it. I mean, we saw what you do with cyclocross. We know you love bikes. You've got your own blog. Actually, why don't you plug that real quick? Where can people go see what you write and what you do? What's the best way?
The blog that I've had for a long time is gritandglimmer.com. And, you know, that's kind of like a lifestyle blog with a lot of focus on cycling because it tends to be what I do. And you know, it's kind of all over the map there, and it's really where I shoot from the gut. I've been blogging since 2001, so you know, I'm pretty purist about the blogging, to be honest with you.
And what do you think about mini blogging or Twitter? I see every now and then you throw tweets up. In fact, you know, fairly frequently. So you like that aspect too?
I do. I actually find that the more, you know, it's always harder to write shorter. And as a writer, I really respect the discipline involved with 140 characters. I didn't anticipate that about Twitter at all, but I found it really compelling once I sort of started getting going with it. And you know, what a cool platform. It's just kind of like being at a cocktail party all the time and being able to throw out quips and hear people say funny things and interact. And it's a cool platform. I really like it.
Yeah, it forces you to kind of just stay on one thought, not to try to do 3 different things at once. You're just going to stick with that and make it happen.
For sure.
And along those lines, what we're really excited about having you here on the show tonight and bike checking is that you are going to be riding the Tour de France. You're not in the race, of course, because they won't allow women. But you're going to be a day ahead. In fact, you're going to steal the thunder from all these fancy pants boys and ride ahead of them, and then people will finally get it, right? Tell me, how did you come up with this idea? It's just such a fantastic idea. What was it?
You know, I was working the Specialized Lululemon Pro Women's Team Camp in Carlsbad, California in December, doing some writing work. And the photographer who was working that team camp is a guy named Michael Robertson, who has a blog called Velodramatic. And he's a super photographer, just amazing photographer. He has the cover of Bicycling Magazine this month, and he shot a lot for Specialized, and he's well known in the industry. And I'd followed his work for a few years, but had never really gotten a chance to sit down and talk to him at any great length. And we were having dinner one night with the team, and the girls were kind of filtering out, going to bed, and it was just him and I, and he was telling me about this project that he had done in 2010. He took a group of Dutchmen, and they rode the entire Tour de France a day ahead of the race, and I had never heard of anything like that, ever. And so I was, I said, wow, that's really cool. And he said, yeah, I thought it would be so cool if someone would come and do it and write about it, because it was such a formative experience for these men. And it was just such a really cool thing, and I immediately was like, I'll do it. And kind of without thinking, which was much later, I kind of went back to my hotel room that night and thought, what did I just say I would do? But, he
and
said,
now it's sinking in, right? Yes, you should have to start training.
And then I looked up the route and everything, and I was like, wow, it's like, 2,200 miles. That's a long way to ride a bike.
In how many days? How many days?
I think it's like 2,160 miles over 3 weeks. I don't have the kilometers.
Wow. So, okay. So, that's a lot of, some of these days that they're doing, one day is what would a normal rider might take 2 or 3 or even 4 days to do. So I know you're not racing here. You've got a team, but how are you going to, how are you going to pull that off day after day? Is this the kind of thing you talked about with the, I guess, riff on that. How do you make that happen?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a totally, it's something to consider. The two things that gave me confidence that it was possible, because at first I thought it's not possible. And that in itself was really compelling for me, but I had to consider the reality of what was going to happen. And the one thing was that he'd done it before with this men's group, and all these men were like, kind of Cat 4 racers, sort of average, amateur riders. And that gave me some confidence that he had done it before, and that every single person on that tour with the Dutch men had completed every single kilometer. So I found that really compelling. And then the second thing was in 2010, I did a really long bike tour by myself. And, on like a certainly long haul trucker with, tons of gear and it was like a 75-pound bike, and I rode it all over Oregon and way up into Canada and all the way back and did this pretty long tour. And I was doing 80 or 90 mile days on an extremely heavy bike by myself, without anybody else around. And what I found was, it's this sort of magic that happens where you kind of roll into fitness, and you surprise yourself a little with what the body can do when the only task at hand is to wake up and pedal and then eat and recover and then go to sleep and wake up and pedal. Like it becomes, life gets distilled. And it's a different experience than trying to like work a full-time job and have a family and manage all that stuff and then go try to do a 130-mile ride. It's a totally different ask, right? So, it's still an unknown, and I think that's what makes the story so compelling. Maybe I can. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can, and I'm pretty sure we all will finish. But I think the question is what makes it a really great, interesting sort of story in the first place. And as a writer, I'm looking for a story.
Well, yeah, and you'll get a story. I guarantee that, and I'm sure we're going to be very interested to see that story unfold. Hopefully, you'll be tweeting, when you catch a moment, which I'm sure you're not going to have much of. You are supported in this ride, right? You've got some real people supporting you, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we've got some questions from the audience. Bella Beatzy asks, we'd love to hear about the Pyrenees and Alps stages. I've seen some stages have over 25,000 feet of climbing. So that's one question. And then continuing on, are they doing each stage a day or two in advance? It's one day. I can answer that one question in advance. And how do you avoid the prestige setup confusion? Pre-stage setup confusion. Challenging things is that the mountain stages are made for punishment. So how do you reply to those questions? Or if you need me to repeat any, just let me know.
Yeah, the mountain stages will be really hard. I haven't seen actually the total elevation gain of some of them. I was told it was around 15,000 for the big ones, but whatever it is, it's going to be really hard. And, it's kind of like neither here nor there. And that'll be super challenging. We're climbing a ton in training. All I can say is, we'll be as prepared as we can possibly be. And, we'll start early. We've all got a little bit of racing experience among us. I mean, we've all done hard rides. It's going to be a challenge. And like I said before, that's what makes it a really compelling story. As far as the pre-stage chaos, that's a really good question. And again, I reference Michael Robertson's previous experience as being sort of a point of confidence. They definitely dealt with that when they did it in 2010, and I think we'll have maybe a few more instances of it this time, because there's a few more instances where we're sort of starting and ending in the same town, which makes it a little bit worse, a little bit more confusing. They managed it. It was fine. There's maybe some roadblocks or some, challenges that you have to kind of detour around when you start the day, and they managed it. They're kind of ready for it and anticipating it a bit, and I'm just super confident in the support crew that we have over there, because they've done it before, and because Wilfred, one of the partners involved in the project, he lives in Europe, and he knows the roads, and he knows the courses, and he knows how to navigate around that stuff. And we'll take it day by day. It's a supported. I'm looking at it as a extremely hard supported cyclotour on very fast Cannondale bikes.
Well, that sounds fantastic, and I love these kind of challenges because you learn so much about yourself. It sounds like Michael's a great photographer. I know you are too. So and you'll be riding. We'll be able to kind of tune into this. Are you going to bring a video blogger along by chance? Because Kirsten and I could figure out. We could probably figure out how to make it happen. I mean, just let us know. And if you, unless you've already got one, which would be great, because if you already got one, we'll just pump their stuff into the show while it's happening.
Got it.
Because this is the kind of things we're following here on the show, and just super excited about that. Well, we're going to follow this and let people know more about it, and of course, you can check out more at Grit and Glitter, Glimmer, not glitter, Glimmer. Grit and
common mistake. That's okay. I like glitter too.
Yes, and so yeah, you can find out more there. I wanted to ask you. We're gonna just take a big left-right turn, however you want here. Do you are you still writing for the Oregonian occasionally as well?
I haven't been probably in 6 months. I haven't done anything for the Oregonian. I was always freelance for them, and
well, that might be that goes along with their war on cyclists, is my reckoning.
No, I have an amazing editor at the Oregonian that I worked with who really formed my writing, and I can't say enough good things about her. I just started doing other things, and my energies were directed elsewhere. But that was a super great relationship actually for me, and I really enjoyed writing for them. And it's not out of the question for the future. It's just kind of something that's been on hold for a little while.
Well, we need you to get in there, maybe even get onto the editorial page there a little bit, because they've been pissing me off. I mean, really right and left with some of the stuff they've been saying, and left-handed compliments about bikes and whatnot. I'm just about fed up with them. Unfortunately, I can't give them up. I need my morning paper. It's like a cigarette or something for me. So we want to see more Heidi Swift in the Oregonian for sure. Well, yes, and more cowbell. Let's see, where is that cowbell? You'll be hearing a bit of that, I'm sure. Yeah, we got 3 to choose from. And I don't see the other. Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll be cheering you on big time. Now, okay, actually, back to TDF real quick, and then we'll let you go. I know you got a lot to do, and it's been a long day, and you probably got to train tomorrow or tonight. I don't know. Who knows? But you're just going to do it. Good. I like that. Yeah. Do you think that this doing what you're doing is going to kind of shake things up a little bit and maybe make it so we might see women in the Tour de France?
Well, I can't speak to women in the Tour de France. I think they used to have a women's Tour de France, and it just doesn't go anymore. But I do feel like, based on the response from when we launched the project, I do feel like this is going to have an impact with at least drawing more attention to women's cycling. And what we're doing is kind of nothing in comparison to what female pro cyclists do every day. And you never hear about them, but they have these amazing stories, and they're just these amazing, incredible athletes. And the sport is super exciting. I follow it, and so I feel like whatever we can add to that story of women's cycling, whatever visibility we can add, whatever, great stories we can add, whatever compelling, things that we can bring, all the better. It kind of evolved with the project, that side of it, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about our industry sponsors who are stepping up, I think, in support of our project, but also in support of women's cycling. Cannondale, Giro, Strava, SRAM, Physic, they all are coming with cash and product, and really stepping up to say, like, this is awesome. We believe in this. We believe in women's cycling. We're here to support it. We're putting our money where our mouth is. And I think that's really compelling too. So there's definitely a lot going on with this. It's really dynamic. There's a lot of components. I think a lot of interesting things are yet to happen that we'll see, and I'm excited to see all that unfold. I mean, we had a vision for it in the beginning, and it's far kind of exceeded that vision already. And so we're just really excited to see where it goes and to push it as far as we can. I mean, everyone on the project was super excited. Sponsors, Michael Robertson, people behind the tour, everybody. So there's a lot of good energy, and, I just want to finish. But I think a lot of other really cool stuff is going to happen along the way to that happening. And, and I have to say also, to follow along with what's going on, I'm going to be posting about this mostly to Peloton Magazine's website. So if people want to read specifically about this project, that's where a lot of that content's going to land leading up to the tour. And then every day while we're riding, as long as I have an internet connection, I'll be posting little updates to that site. They'll probably be really short, but I imagine they're going to be pretty punchy and raw. So I'm kind of excited to see what comes out of me when I've ridden 140 miles over the Pyrenees.
Yeah, well, we'll all be interested in seeing that. Well, thank you so much for coming on to Bike Check. We'll have you on again, maybe as it gets closer. Who knows? Maybe we figure out how to Skype you in from France. I'm sure you'll have nothing better to do. Thanks so much, and good luck.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Heidi Swift. Yeah, she's going to be Swift. No question about it. Let's bring it up. Here we go. Well, Heidi's going to need a little bit of music to motivate her for the Tour de France. This is one of my favorite pieces by Kraftwerk. This is Tour de France. This is their #1, and a great video from this. They've got 2 Tour de France videos. This is the less known, and it's got some great footage. Just check this out.
d'Azur, Saint-Tropez, Tour de France, Tour de France. Die Alpen und die Pyrenäen, Tour de France, Tour de France. Etappenziel Champs-Élysées, Tour de France, Tour de France. Captain to Champs-Élysées, Tour de France, Tour de France.
Tour de France, Tour de France. Yeah, there you go. Kraftwerk. Apparently, Bella Beachy has the 12-inch version of that single in mint condition. Yeah, right on. Well, gosh, I mean, isn't that sweet? Heidi Swift going to ride the Tour de France a day ahead of time. So basically, they're going to be the winners. You see, they'll be the first 10 every day. So give them the yellow shirt. Oh, hey, we've got some news. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I had news. You're going to have to give me a second. Okay, remember Raya and Ty? They are, they're doing their thing, and they are in California now. So they made it all the way to California. In fact, they made it all the way down to Santa Cruz. So anyway, I've got a report from Raya today, and here we go. So Dan, we made it into Santa Cruz. Life is a rolling dreamland. Oh, I guess for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it would be nice to set it up a little bit, huh? Okay, hold on a sec. Let me have a drink. Raya and Ty are Occupy Portland folks. Neither of them were from Portland. They both came to Portland and then met at Occupy at a demonstration, which I just love. They're both real young, real cute kids. Cute kids. Okay, fine. They're cute. But Grandpa Dan, Uncle Dan here. Well, anyway, I'm not, they are cute, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It's a touching story. I mean, it's sweet, and you can just imagine them when they're 90 years old. We met at a demonstration, and he was wearing a black bandana, and, that kind of thing. I see it. It's all there, Anyway, they met there, and he was on his bike. He'd kind of stopped in Portland for a while because he got into the whole Occupy thing. Then he met her and convinced her to get a bike, and then now they are riding, and they, in the middle of frickin' winter, by the way. I mean, it's January, whatever. They left and rode down, and they've been riding down the Highway 101 since then and reporting back some of their adventures. So again, they're in Santa Cruz, and they've been having just a grand time and meeting amazing people. So here we go. So, Dan, we made it to Santa Cruz. Life is a rolling dreamland. We spent a few days in San Francisco and Oakland. We went to a big Occupy Oakland barbecue on Saturday. The event ended up with an FTP march to the nearest police station. Pretty intense. Riding out of San Fran, we ended up on a 2-lane freeway and that was closed to cars due to blowing sand. The stoplight still worked even though there was no drivers to adhere to the traffic laws. The road turned into a small paved bike path to Pacifica. People had warned us not to take the highway, one over the Devil's Slide, or face almost imminent death. So instead we rode one of the coolest roads ever called the Planet of the Apes. It's an old highway, one that winds along the mountainside. It's aptly named because the plants have begun to take over the entire paved road, so it's twisty and turny because of that. Other parts were single-track dirt bumps, which is always fun on a tour bike. I think there's some sarcasm there. We camped on a giant hill overlooking the ocean, ate a great breakfast. From there, we rode on Highway 1 until we made it to another bike path, which wound along the pavement until it eroded into a bumpy dirt trail along deteriorating cliffs into the ocean. Wow. We stopped at a beach under the biggest golf course I've ever seen. Then we rode a beautiful winding bike path into Santa Cruz to a bike church or bike iglesia, where we met a guy who rode the spine down to Argentina over 4 years. His tires were 5 inches wide. Now we camped behind a house with piles of bikes and bike parts. Bike check. Yeah, bike check. Raya, thanks for the report from the road. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, and Bella Beachy says bike church, bike wedding. Yeah, I know. And we'll be getting you some Burley trailers for your little bike babies. Okay, very good. Well, that sounds like an adventure, and that's the kind of stuff we love to hear about. Oh, kid walks in the room. What did you miss? Oh, well, you missed a lot. It's we had Heidi Swift talking about her ride, and she's going to be riding in advance of the Tour de France. We had some great videos. We showed off Kirsten's Sweet Pea and the fantastic Mr. Fox, her new little friend, was drinking Rogue Ales. Well, of course you were drinking Rogue Ales. Why would you not be? By the way, Kid Walk is AKA Ty, and Ty is going to be at the Pedal Nation Bike Show this Saturday and Sunday out at the Expo Center. You got to get out there. There's going to be just some amazing entertainment, great bikes, great vendors, and great rides. In this case, the People's Coast Classic. There's the uniform. Oh, he's got his camera on. You can see the killer uniform there with some of our excellent sponsors like Rogue Creamery and Rogue Ales, of course. And one really cool thing that you can do is buy a raffle ticket. $20 gets you a chance at a Co-Motion Nor'Wester, which is just an incredible bike. In fact, Ty got himself one, and he's got one that you can unhinge, and so it actually breaks apart, and you can put it in a special suitcase for travel. That's not part of the one they're raffling off, although you can add it for wholesale. You can get that added on. Again, $20 gives you a 1 in 250 chance. $40 gives you a 1 in 125 chance. Okay, so there you go. And $60, you have to figure out the math. I don't know. It's just better odds, though, right? So check out, see if you can win one of those. It'll be sized for you and built in Eugene, Oregon. So another hand-built bike. I think it could be a really great way to go. So visit Ty at the Pedal Nation Bike Show. What else is going on this weekend? Tomorrow night, we have the Bike Swarm meeting that we do just about every Friday night. We're meeting at the Musicians Local 99 at 7 o'clock. Come around the side, bring your bike on in. That's a lot of fun. And we'll be talking strategy, planning, and talking about how we have solidarity to occupy Portland. In peaceful solidarity, that is. And dun-dun, what's the next thing? Oh, we've got
Coming up, and Mr. Fox is excited.
What's he excited about?
The Tweed ride.
Oh, the Tweed ride. Yeah, well, hold on. I was getting there. I've got to go through all my little things here. Saturday is the tour of Portland's worst environmental offenders, and Sunday is the Swarm Fun Ride. And actually, there's a number of other things going on this weekend, just a whole slew. I mean, I've got invites to like amazing thing after thing after thing. We're not going to be able to attend, but we got some other tricks up our sleeves, so we'll be having fun. So yeah, go check out the Pedal Nation Bike Show. Check out the Swarm meeting. Check out the Fun Ride on Sunday. It's all going to be good. All this stuff I think you can find on Facebook. Now, April 1st is the Tweed Ride. And that's just a cool, you dress up in tweed, you bring your 3-speed, you just chill, you have fun. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been able to make it the last couple of years. I think we're going to be able to do it. April Fool's Day. So don't be a fool and miss the Tweed Ride. We will see you there. And maybe you'll see some of these guys there as well. Got a great video for you right now. Oh, and of course, fantastic Mr. Fox will be there. And he's all dressed up and ready to go.
Hit that jive jack with a lean pocket till I get back. Going downtown to see a man and I ain't got time to shake your head. Hit that jive jack with a lean pocket till I get back. Time and time waits for no man and I ain't got time to shake your head. Hit that jive jack with a lean pocket till I get back. Going downtown to see a man and I ain't got time to shake your head. Hit that jive jack with a lean pocket till I get back. Time and time waits for no man and I ain't got time to shake your head. shake your head.
All right, and it's just, you know, they're not necessarily going to be at the Tweed ride, but who knows? Maybe we'll get those guys to show up. I don't know much about that video except that it really rocks and is very cool. So there you go. Thank you, Kirsten, for finding that one. We get some cool videos, don't we? And pardon me, I got to adjust things. I've got a song coming up for you. I think you're going to really like it. We're recording everything, right? Cool. Yeah, I know. My audio is going crazy because of all the clanking and banging around. Okay, there we go. I just got to get all set up. Okay. Kirsten says, let's just go on the next video. I agree. I think we're going to have to skip the Pashley Tweed run by, not the Pashley. Yeah, the Pashley.
Ralph Lauren?
Well, how long is it? Because we got that, and we got the Women of Mountain Bike Tribute to Elite Women of Cross Country. Okay, vote between the two videos. We've got the Pashley, which is a British tweed bike, and this is sponsored by Ralph Lauren. We're not getting any of the money, just so you know. Very cool and very British. That's option 1. And option number 2 is Women of MTB, a tribute to the elite women of cross country mountain bike. Now, just so you're informed and you're voting, they're not naked. They're not being exploited any more than, well, I mean, they're kicking ass. They're exploiting their mountain bike skills, and of course, yes, they're women. So I mean, and they're wearing spandex. So there you go. I mean, there is that aspect if that is part of the thing. I noticed because we mostly have men in the sidebar here. I'm just saying that, okay. So your vote 1, video 6, Pashley Tweed, or vote 7, Women of Mountain Bike. Only the engineer is naked. Yes, that's true. Only. Yowza. She does have she has a hat on tonight. That's cute. I like that. But you can keep your hat on. 8, no 7, no 6. All right, people are having a hard time.
Okay.
We're on the Tweed thing. Let's just go with that. We'll save Women in Mountain Bike for another night. Mr. Fox votes for Tweed. Pocket Bell's Cannon. There we go.
Pashley Cycles, based in Stratford-upon-Avon, was born out of the West Midlands' rich industrial heritage. It's living testimony that traditional manufacturing need not be passé. Their retro-style bikes are made with pride, passion, an eye for detail, so each one is unique, beautiful, and provides enjoyment for life.
This is Pashley Cycles, established in 1926 by William Rath Pashley and his wife. The company was originally called Pashley and Barber, and they ostensibly made clubmen's racing bikes and touring bikes based in Digbeth in Birmingham. We're quite unique in the fact that we are the last major UK manufacturer of bikes and trikes. We can build around 150 different kinds of bike or variants thereof. We don't put anything on the shelf, everything is built to order. So orders come in, we build them, and they go out. As you can see here, this is the main fabrication area. So this is where the metal tubing, as you see here, comes into us. We cut, bend and shape the metal, and then braze, which is a process of introducing braze into lugged joints, which is, again, a traditional method. And if you turn around, you'll see behind you is one of the welding bays themselves. You see there are lots of different welding bays. Some are making work bikes, some are making tricycles, some are making traditional bikes.
These employees produce about 10,000 units a year, and 25% by value of what they produce is exported to up to 50 countries.
These are the ovens. We have 2 ovens working and 2 powder bays, both working all the way through the day. So we do a whole range of different colours. Once the frames are powder coated, they go into the oven and they're baked for 20 minutes. When that process is finished, they then go onto the shelves. Most of the bike is finished by one individual. If you look on that machine there, what he's doing is he is putting the bottom brackets into the frame. Now that's a very important part of the bike, that's where the pedal arms go. Sam will then put on the decals, the rear carrier, and other items as well, so that the bike is then ready to be assembled into its full state. The other elements of sub-assembly that we do is the handlebars and stem. Again, with a vast range of different bikes, there are a few configurations of bar, bell, shifter and brake lever. Forks, which you can see here, again another area of sub-assembly. These are put together with their mud guards. If it has a dynamo light on, that will be added as well. And then those 2 elements are ready to bolt onto the final bike with the wheels in the final process. We have 5 assemblers of the traditional bikes, again working all day, and you can see here pretty much they undertake the building of the rest of the bike. So although the forks, the handlebars are ready, the wheels are built, it is up to one individual to complete the process and sign it off for its quality, etc.
Although we have been in a recession, as everybody knows too well, we have seen an increase in demand for our product throughout that time, and particularly with the weakness of the pound, we've seen increased demand from export, but we've also seen it from the UK as well. And what people are buying into is the authenticity and the heritage of what we produce. They're buying into who we are, what we are, and the fact that we are trying to give them a quality product all of the time. It's like being in a sweet shop, that we've got all these lovely areas that we have got before us that we have yet to exploit. By doing some research into what the customer needs, by then designing towards that specific need, gives us absolutely the most amazing sort of prospects for future development and for the future in general.
The process of building all those different colours, configurations, sizes, frames, trikes, work bikes means that it's a very dedicated process. So there is a bespoke element to it. We're not just mass producing, we are actually building bikes to order.
Yes, we may be a company that's been around 80 years, but in the way we work, we're very modern in our approach, and we're very forward-looking to what the future needs of our customers are. And we are indeed a niche manufacturer of bicycles. What's important though is that 99% of the bicycles that are now sold in the UK come in boxes from offshore companies, largely from the Far East. And so it's really important for us that we continue to design and make and sell product from our UK base. And certainly we are evidence that manufacturers such as ourselves can survive and can continue in the environment.
Oh, I didn't have my volume on. I was just saying I had tweed. Why am I wearing flannel? Yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox approves of this video, although he felt that he would have liked to have seen a lot more bicycles riding. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Mr. Fox. Okay, well, you've spent an hour in a room with a bunch of freaks. And what can I say? it was hopefully uplifting and as good for you as it was for me. I'm hoping. Seriously, I love doing Bike Check. It's a lot of fun. Next week, Nathan and Giro, Hart, a number of other people are going to be doing the show. We've just been saying that the show needs to be done by some other people, and you know what? I get a break. And we get a break. Kirsten and I are going to have a break. A spring break. There you go.
The Mythical Toddler Show.
The Mythical Toddler Show, I know. Well, you know, I sent her a message. She didn't reply. We'll see. Good show tonight, I felt like. I figured it would be. So tell your friends to watch this and join this show. It's really, we want it to become more of a chat room, I suppose. Not a chat room, but a hangout. Not a Google Hangout, although we may utilize Google Hangout. We were talking about that last night. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. We've done the show. It's over. It's time for this song. I think this song could be a big hit because it was a big hit once upon a time, but it's got too much baggage, so I've changed it up. So here we go. Let me get the words lined up here. I just wrote them. Just some good old kids, never meaning no harm. It's all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Filling the streets, marching on Capitol Hill. The cops might get 'em, but Wall Street never will.